61% of all college students in New York are female. Sounds like a serious lack of men out there. We continue on the interface over here between the relative science level and the underground level, which is ultimate. This video is specially dedicated to the relationship between mind and the brain. Mind includes awareness and every mental activity. Later, we are going to deepen the meaning of the term mind. If you have seen the previous video, since mind is what you are, that would be a problem because we don't really know how brain works. I told you the real relationship between mind and brain is much more complicated. As I have explained, forget about using simplicity as a main guiding principle. In this video, I am giving you a simplified model of that relationship. It's quite exciting. Imagine that the management of a large agricultural field in a certain geographic area is housed in a big building. There are a number of activities performed on the field annually. Let's say each floor of that managerial building is responsible for a different activity on the field. First floor controls the irrigation, including logistics, proper distribution, etc. The employees on the second floor take care of collecting the production for reaping the field. The third floor is where the plowing is arranged. The fourth for testing new seeds in the field, and so on. Let's imagine that a person observes the building from outside. When the season for harvesting, for example, is getting closer, our person outside will see something is beginning to happen on the second floor. More rooms are filled with more employees. The offices start working earlier in the day and close later than the rest of the year. When the actual harvesting period is happening, the outer observer will inevitably notice a real bustle. People are moving faster, more discussions are taking place, all computers are working, the supply of water and coffee increases, the supply of printing paper goes high, more documents are prepared and sent to other departments, and more electrical energy is being consumed by the entire floor. While active harvesting is being done, the second floor is buzzing. Our friends sitting on the street would see the same kind of intense working on the third floor if at that time plowing is performed. By studying the activity patterns of the entire building that he carefully observes, after some time he will have no problem recognizing what is being done in the field, without needing to see the field every time he is making his prediction. He has simply found out the correlation between the state of the managerial building and the state of the field. If the man outside witnesses that the first floor is working hard, He knows what kind of activity he is going to find happening upon visiting the field. We now make a light transition. Take a look at this video, produced by Harvard scientists. It's an impressive work. While a scene is being shown to an animal, the corresponding region of the brain responsible for visual information is lit. Here, there's a clear correlation between the state of mind of the animal, namely it's visually perceiving an image, and the activity taking place at a certain compartment of the brain structure. How do we know the animal is perceiving? Well, since the animal is awake and not drugged, we can safely assume an act of visual perception is occurring when a motion picture is shown to it. You can see the firing of individual neurons when the video is on. Based on our model, the flashes of the neurons, or roughly the light bulbs lighting up in the brain, is the same by analogy to the lights turned on in certain offices from the managerial building. When different sections of the building structure being active correspond to a different activity taking place elsewhere. Now, almost all serious scientists today believe mind is happening in the brain. According to our analogy, that would be equal to the outside observer charging the managerial building, rushing inside, demanding to be shown the source of the agricultural production, the source for tomatoes, for potatoes, inside the very building, firmly convinced it's only there where everything is taking place. That is not so. Let me ask you this. If the managerial building is completely destroyed, will the field be as real as with the building standing? Of course it will. The quality of the production that the field is providing depends on how well the field is being managed. There's no doubt about that as well. Based on the analogy I have created for you, now you see what the actual relationship between mind and brain is. The field is the mind, and the managerial building is the brain. I know it's unbelievable, but the information I have only fits to that relationship. Here's our summary in the light of what we have discussed thus far. Just as the reality of the agricultural field is the same regardless if the managerial building is standing there, mind is there regardless of the physical structure that manages it, called brain. Better brain, better mind management, better mental activity. Animals with very basic brains don't have impressive mind performance because many departments in their managerial structures are missing, so to say, i.e., certain mental functions are not supported by their basic brains. This is equal to the absence of entire departments. Remove the abstract thinking part of the brain, and even Einstein would not be able to tell you how much 1 + 1 equals. However, mind, which contains all the possible abilities, is intact. At the end, when everything is gone, when all the lights are off, and absolutely nothing is left, mind will still be there. And nothing, I repeat, nothing can hurt it. For mind is empty. Mind is limitless. So let's be more generous